Uganda has stepped up efforts to improve the quality of its coffee, which is classified into 5 distinct regional signatures, namely Elgon, Rwenzori, Lake Victoria, Murchison Falls and Bunyonyi. The slopes of Mount Elgon in eastern Uganda have fertile soils which are dense with nutrients. The region has climatic conditions that enable Arabica coffee grown here to ripen slowly, ensuring enriched beans.
Coffees from this region tend to have a matrix profile that is sweet and clean. So when it is really harvested and taken through the proper channels of quality assurance, the cup is matrix and the cup does not even require sugar in it. So we recommend and sometimes ensure that farmers from Elgon region are doing the best to improve on that, and that's why its coffee is far away market fetched.
Farmers in this region take time to look after their plantations carefully, leading to the production of a balanced coffee cup that dazzles with sweet, mild lemon acidity, with some sort of berry notes and clean profiles.
Quality starts from the selection of the planting material. If you select planting material, you select again a suitable area, then you dig up the hole accordingly, then plant when reliable rains have come in. Coffee is a grade feeder. You have to use either coffee husks or fertilizers which are recommended. Within 1 to 2 years, you can start having some good berries. Then from harvesting, a number of farmers have a habit of even including the premature berries. But if you sort out and only target the red berries, dry properly, then store properly, if you take it to a milling plant, the outturn is always high, and that means you will maximize your profit.
To ensure a high-quality output, farmers are advised to pick only the red Arabica coffee berries because these are mature and bring out the rich taste and aroma.
There is a training which goes on, training these coffee farmers how to harvest coffee, to pick on red cherries, and also to dry this coffee, ferment it for about 24 hours, not beyond 48. So from there, we wash this coffee in deep, clean water and dry it on tarpaulins. So for the aroma, coffee aroma, not to change. If you dry it on bare ground, actually it loses its aroma.
Farmers must sort out the diseased and damaged berries before fermenting and pulping. A good pulping machine will ensure the neat removal of the skin to reveal the whole coffee bean without damaging it. In the past, farmers would pulp immediately after picking using a grinding stone, which would damage the coffee beans. The slopes of the snow-capped Rwenzori mountain ranges in western Uganda also provide favorable soils and climatic conditions for growing of Arabica coffee. Coffees from this region have a full-bodied taste with floral pecan and chocolate undertones. Robusta coffee, which is grown in the lower altitude areas of central Uganda, must also be subjected to the same rigorous standards of picking only ripe berries and spreading on tarpaulins to dry before bagging and transporting to the factory. Farmer organizations like Bukonzo Organic Coffee Union ensure bean grading and moisture levels are strictly followed.
After getting the parchment coffee, we weigh it and then we store. After storing, we are able to hull it. We put it in the machine and hull it, and we get fair average quality from the coffee. Now, after getting fair average quality from the coffee, we give it to the women to sort. So when they sort the coffee, they get now the green coffee, which we pack, and then we take it to our exporter, Ankole Coffee.
Good quality coffee after harvest should reach the buying centers or coffee factory, having attained the recommended moisture content.
Upon receiving our coffee here, we make sure we analyze it physically. One of the things we normally do are to find, first of all, to find out whether it is dry, and that is moisture content. And our moisture content here, the upper limit is 12.8. Above that, we don't accept. Okay, and it should be free of defectives. It should be a new crop, because normally many people sell expired coffees, but here we buy new crop coffees.
Roasting coffee beans is a delicate process because the various flavors are determined during roasting. The master roaster has the responsibility to decide what flavors to produce from the coffee beans.
Before putting in our coffee, we make sure that our roaster is lighted. Not until it achieves a temperature of 200 degrees Celsius, we don't put in our coffee. So when it attains that temperature, we put in our coffee and we begin roasting. We have a number of roasting profiles: medium, medium dark, and dark. Those are the types of roast we do here. Before we discharge our coffee from the roaster, we have a very good cooling tray, which ensures that our coffee is cooled properly before we discharge it into the containers. Our containers are inert in nature, that is food grade containers, and then we cover. But before packing, we make sure that our coffee is given enough time to degas, that is getting rid of the carbon dioxide. And then after 12 hours, we pack our coffee in packaging materials that are made of 3 layers, again to ensure that there's no any foreign body that attacks our coffee, and that is oxidation.
Cafes in Uganda are growing in popularity as more young people take to coffee drinking. In the past, coffee cupping, which was exclusively done by exporters, is now a common practice in many cafes in Uganda. Improved cafe services have been boosted by Feed the Future Commodity Production and Marketing Activity CPMA, a USAID-funded project which aims to increase production and marketing of high-quality maize, beans and coffee. CPMA has trained coffee baristas to ensure service of quality coffee to consumers. Key in this training is cupping.
Cupping as an activity helps us as baristas to track the real origin of the coffee beans. Here, what do we look at? We look at the weight of the bean, we look at the acidity of the bean, we look at the taste of the bean, and look at the aromas of the bean that it contains. Cupping initially has been an area of exporters, but now it is now coming back to the local domestic players or stakeholders like Star Cafe is doing. And as I mentioned earlier, cupping helps the roasters to track the quality of the bean. And I think if the same exercise is sectioned in other outlets, it will add value to our domestic coffee consumption market, because we'll be now drinking coffees, say by origin, say by bean type. So there are so many factors that helps capping within the coffee domestic consumption.
After ensuring quality along the entire coffee value chain, premium coffee is served to clients in different blends and flavors.
After getting our coffee from the suppliers, we keep it in gun bags. After, we roast it according to the customer, but roast the coffee in small quantities. That helps us to keep the freshness of the coffee.
In the past, cafes used to be frequented by tourists, but taking coffee is becoming a common practice among Ugandans who patronize the ever-increasing number of cafes in the urban centers. This is due to the good bean traceability approaches from tree to cup.
I can really tell that this coffee is so fresh and the beans have been so finely roasted, you know. I think this coffee is really of high quality, and you can tell as soon as you have a sip, you get that instant energetic lift, you know, and also the aroma is so sweet.
It's very nice, it's very strong, very fresh, but it's still very smooth. This is it's a longer drink, so it's nicer and it's more creamy.
My espresso is really good. I think it's the best espresso I've ever taken in East Africa. The taste here is really nice.